Once upon a time in ancient Greece, a terrible monster called the Minotaur roamed the land. The Minotaur was a terrifying creature that had the body of a man and the head and tail of a bull. It lived deep within an intricate and confusing labyrinth on the island of Crete. This maze was designed by the famous inventor Daedalus, who had worked on it with his son, Icarus, under the orders of King Minos of Crete. King Minos used the labyrinth to trap the Minotaur and keep it hidden from the Greek people. However, the Minotaur's presence caused great fear and terror among the people of Crete, as it was known to consume human flesh. The Athenians, who were enemies of Crete, were determined to destroy the monster once and for all. Theseus, a young and brave Athenian hero, volunteered to take on the challenge and free his people from the Minotaur's reign of terror. Before entering the labyrinth, Theseus met King Minos' daughter, Princess Ariadne, who fell in love with him. She gave Theseus a magical sword to help him on his quest and showed him how to navigate the maze. Theseus bravely entered the labyrinth and, with Princess Ariadne's help, he was able to find the Minotaur's lair. As the Minotaur charged toward Theseus, he raised the magical sword and struck it down with a single blow. Theseus emerged victorious, and he and Princess Ariadne were able to escape from the labyrinth and return to Athens. The story of Theseus and the Minotaur became a legend throughout Greece and has continued to capture the imaginations of people throughout the ages. It has become a symbol of heroic bravery and the triumph of good over evil. In ancient Greek mythology, the Minotaur was a creature like no other. It had a body of a man, but the head of a bull, a combination that sparked fear into the hearts of many. The origin of the word Minotaur was rooted in Greek words, mu omega and tau alpha rho omicron, referring to the king Minos and his white bull. Interestingly, in Etruscan, this terrifying beast had a different name, Evrumen. As the years went by, the term Minotaur began to become a generic species name for any bull-headed creature in fantasy genre fiction. However, in the mythological world, there was always only one creature that held the name. The legend of the Minotaur came from the story of a human, Pasiphae, who fell in love with a white bull sent by the god Poseidon. Their love created a monster who was confined to a labyrinth on Crete and fed human flesh as sustenance. However, the myth also contained a hero, Theseus, who ultimately slew the Minotaur. It was an act of bravery that left the monster vanquished, ending the chaos and fear that it had brought to the people. The story of the Minotaur had been passed down through centuries, and despite its terrifying origins, it remained an intriguing figure that captivated generations of storytellers and readers. Minos, the powerful ruler of Crete, was known for his devotion to the sea god Poseidon. In hopes of receiving divine favor, Minos once prayed to Poseidon for a snow-white bull. The god granted his wish, but with the expectation that Minos would sacrifice the bull to honor him. However, when Minos saw the bull's remarkable beauty and grace, he could not bring himself to harm it. Instead, he kept the bull, believing that Poseidon would understand and accept a substitute sacrifice. This angered Poseidon greatly, and he decided to punish Minos by making his wife Pasiphae fall madly in love with the bull. Desperate to mate with the bull, Pasiphae enlisted the help of the skilled craftsman Daedalus. He constructed a hollow wooden cow that Pasiphae could enter, concealing herself from the bull. Pasiphae's plan succeeded, and she bore a monstrous offspring that the couple called Asterius, but was later known as the Minotaur. Pasiphae nursed the Minotaur as he grew more ferocious and uncontrollable, and she struggled to keep the beast fed. Minos consulted an oracle for advice, which led him to command the construction of a massive, winding labyrinth near his palace in Knossos. There, he confined the Minotaur, hoping to prevent him from harming his subjects. The story of the Minotaur gained popularity in ancient Greek and Roman literature, but various accounts differed in their descriptions of the creature's appearance. While some portrayed the Minotaur with the head and tail of a bull and a human body, others depicted him with a man's head and torso on a bull's body, similar to a centaur. Despite the variations in its portrayal, the Minotaur came to be regarded as a symbol of ferocity and danger in ancient mythology. Today, the story of the Minotaur and his labyrinth remains a popular tale, offering a cautionary lesson about the dangers of pride and mercy. Once upon a time, there was a prince named Androgeus, son of King Minos. Unfortunately, Androgeus died due to the fault of the Athenians. Some versions of the story suggest that Athenians killed Androgeus out of sheer jealousy of his victory in the Panathenaic Games, while others suggest that Androgeus was killed by the Cretan bull because King Aegeus commanded him to slay it. Following Androgeus's death, King Minos waged a war of revenge against Athens. Athens lost the war and had to pay the price of sacrificing several young men and women regularly as penance. To prevent the plague caused by divine retribution for the Cretan prince's death, Aegeus had to send young men and unwed girls to be a feast for the Minotaur. In an act of bravery, the Athenian prince Theseus volunteered to slay the Minotaur. He promised his father Aegeus that he would change the black sail of the boat carrying the victims to a white one for his successful return journey. After killing the Minotaur with his sword, Theseus navigated through the labyrinth with the help of Minos's daughter, Ariadne. They set sail away from Crete, but Theseus abandoned Ariadne on the island of Naxos. Neglecting to replace the black sail with the promised white sail, the crew of the ship continued to Athens. From the lookout on Cape Saunion, King Aegeus saw the black-sailed ship approaching. Presuming his son dead, he killed himself by leaping into the sea, which is since named after him. Theseus secured the throne as the sole ruler of Athens after the tragedy.
Do you want to explore more Greek mythology stories? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.